Hello everyone. How are you all students? Hope you all are fine. Yes students, in our previous class we have studied, although we have started the chemical properties of metals as well as non-metals. Yes students, we had done formation of ions. Second, the reactivity series, that metals are having different reactivity. The reactivity of all the metals is not same. Yes, the third one, the reaction of metals with oxygen. Yes students, in the reaction of metals with the oxygen that we had discussed in our previous lecture, we had taken a lot of examples related to that topic. That the reaction of sodium with oxygen, potassium with oxygen, magnesium with oxygen, calcium with oxygen, they all are highly reactive metals. We have also discussed about less reactive metals than them, that is iron and copper, the reaction of iron and copper with the oxygen. But students, I haven't told you about the reaction of metal with some less reactive metals, least, or we can say, that is silver. Have you ever noticed that at our home there must be some silver utensils, silver spoon, silver bowl? That silver bowl, after a long time, after many years, 3 or 4 years, some greenish layer will get deposited over there, and we have to make them clean by using some chemicals, or we have to take them to the shop, to the jewelers, so that they will make it clean. Why? Although silver is a very least reactive metal, it is not reacting at all, but students, you all know that these days a lot of pollution is present in the air. Not now, right now the pollution level is very down, very low, but earlier. We were talking about few months back. Yes, when the pollution level was very high in the atmosphere. What happens? See, pollution means sulfur is present in the atmosphere. That silver is reactive with that sulfur. If the silver will get in touch with the sulfur, then what will happen? Let's begin our today's topic with this reaction only. Okay students? Of silver with sulfur present in air. Although silver is a very least reactive, as I told you, but it reacts with sulfur which is present in air. See, a tarnished green layer on the surface of the silver will get deposited, which shows the formation of silver sulfide. See students, a reaction takes place between silver and sulfur only. If the air is pure, then this reaction will not happen. In that case, silver is unreactive. Okay students? And this reaction is also very slow. It takes a lot of time to be happened, as you all know that silver is a very less reactive metal. Now, let's begin further with the reaction of non-metals with air, means with oxygen. Okay? Now, reaction of non-metals with oxygen. Non-metals react with oxygen to form non-metallic oxide. As you all know that metals react with oxygen to form metallic oxides. Okay? Non-metallic oxides are acidic in nature. See students, here you are getting a difference, that metallic oxides are basic in nature and non-metallic oxides are acidic in nature. See, how we are confirming that non-metallic oxides are acidic in nature, that you will get the answer when we are studying the reaction of metals and non-metals with acids and bases. Okay? So no need to worry that you are not getting it. Now, let's pay attention towards reaction of carbon with air. See, when we burn carbon in air, then what will form? Carbon dioxide. And if the air is not proper, then what will form? Carbon monoxide. Okay students? Incomplete combustion and complete combustion. Carbon dioxide and carbon monoxide. And yes, the another non-metal, that is sulfur, sulfur burns in air to form sulfur dioxide. Similarly, it is not written over there, nitrogen, nitrogen dioxide, okay, many more. Non-metallic oxides such as sulfur dioxide and nitrogen dioxide are responsible for acid rain. Yes, students, you all know that industrial pollution contains sulfur, carbon, etc. Smoke is releasing out in the atmosphere, and in the atmosphere oxygen is present. That's why these acids are formed in the air, and it is the cause of acid rain. Okay, students? Now let's begin with reaction of metals with water. Yes, metals form metallic hydroxides and hydrogen gas when they react with water. Yes, metal form metallic hydroxides, metal hydroxides. Okay, whether we are saying metallic hydroxides or metal hydroxides, both are the same words. Hydrogen gas is liberated and when they react with water. Yes, metal plus water to form metal hydroxides plus hydrogen. Hydrogen gas is liberating. Okay. Most of the metals do not react with water. Yes, students, as you all know that we are washing metals with water. We are using metallic utensils and we are washing them regularly, but there is no reaction takes place. However, alkali metals react vigorously with water. See, first of all, let me tell you the meaning of alkali metals. See, students, whatever the elements present around us are arranged in a periodic table. Okay? The elements, the metals which are present in the first group, first row of the periodic table are known as alkali metals. Okay? The name of those metals which are present in the first group are sodium, lithium, sodium, potassium, okay, etc. Rubidium, cesium, francesium. You don't need to understand them because it is not in your syllabus. Okay. Now let me tell you about the alkali metals first. See, these are the metals which are present in the first row of periodic table, and they react with water vigorously. Vigorously means highly reactive, very sensitive, very reactive. Okay. Now here are some examples of metals reacting with water. Yes. See, sodium metal forms sodium hydroxide. As I told you that sodium, potassium is present in the alkali metals, in the list of alkali metals. They are alkali metals. Okay. If anyone asks you that give example of any alkali metal, then sodium, potassium is the example of alkali metals. Okay, students? Now sodium metals form sodium hydroxide. See, as you know that metal forms metallic hydroxides when reacts with water, and hydrogen gas is liberating. That's why when sodium is reacting with water, sodium hydroxide is formed. It is a metallic hydroxide. Okay, and hydrogen gas is liberating. In the other case, potassium metal form potassium hydroxide and liberates hydrogen gas along with lots of heat when it reacts with water. Yes, students, naturally when some reaction is happening, then heat is either evolved or released. Okay, whether absorbed or evolved. Okay, in this case the heat is releasing. That's why the reaction is very hot. Okay. After that, reaction of metals with calcium. See again, calcium form calcium hydroxide and hydrogen gas. Okay, and heat when it reacts with water. Calcium hydroxide, the formula of calcium hydroxide is CaOH whole twice. You have studied about this formula in your previous class also. Yes, reaction of metal, magnesium metal with water. Magnesium reacts with water slowly and forms magnesium hydroxide and hydrogen gas. Okay. See, this is the reaction, magnesium hydroxide. When steam is passed over magnesium metal. Yes. See, there is a difference between water and the steam. Water means the quantity is more, and steam naturally hot, more hot, and the quantity is less. In that situation, when magnesium is react with the steam, or we can say steam is passed over magnesium metal, then magnesium oxide and hydrogen gas is formed. See, magnesium plus water to form magnesium oxide and water. And in that case, now you people will definitely ask, हमें कैसे पता चलेगा? How do we know कि magnesium hydroxide बनना है या magnesium oxide बनना है? Students, these reactions which you people are studying are happening in the laboratories. See, someone is performing. If they are performing the reaction and water is reacting slowly, then definitely they will see that what is formed, the product, they can observe that product, and then they justify the situation, or they can draw a conclusion that what is preparing. Then they will decide, okay, see, if you are performing the same reaction in the laboratory, then you will understand na ki what is preparing. Okay, you can easily identify the difference between magnesium hydroxide and magnesium oxide. Okay, students, again the example of aluminium when it reacts with water. See, reaction of aluminium metal with cold water is too slow to come into notice. But when steam is passed over aluminium metal, aluminium oxide and hydrogen gas are liberated. See, again, the meaning of steam means hot water. The reaction of any metal is with hot water. See, in this situation, as you all know, that aluminium, they all are least reactive metal, and if the lesser than sodium, potassium, etc. Okay, in that situation they are not reacting with water directly. See, they are saying that with cold water the reaction is unnoticeable. Okay, but when aluminium metal reacts with hot water, then aluminium oxide is formed and hydrogen gas is liberating. Okay, here they are not producing aluminium hydroxide. See, hydroxide will prepared in that situation when the reaction is vigorous, means highly reactive. Okay, and if the water is reacting with less reactive metals, then hydroxide will not form, only oxides will form, and this is the formula of aluminium oxide. Okay, now the reaction of zinc metal with water. Zinc metal produces zinc oxide and hydrogen gas when steam is passed over it. See, zinc does not react with cold water. Okay, students? Okay, are you getting it? See, zinc, aluminium, magnesium, all are less reactive metal in comparison to sodium, potassium, calcium. That's why they are not forming hydroxides. They are forming only oxides. And magnesium with hot water is forming hydroxide. Okay, but as it is quite more reactive than aluminium and zinc. Okay, students, now please don't consider all the metals in the list of alkali metals. Alkali metals are only highly reactive metals. They are sodium, potassium here, which you people are studying, and rest of the metals which are present in that list, that you don't need to know. Okay, that's why I'm not telling you about them. Okay, lithium, sodium, potassium, these metals are sufficient for you because you haven't go through the modern periodic table. You don't know anything about that table, and the next thing is you don't even know the atomic number of all the metals. That's why only lithium atomic number is 3, sodium atomic number is 11, and potassium atomic number is 19. Although I am telling you the name of all those metals which are considered as alkali, that is lithium, sodium, potassium, rubidium, cesium, francesium. Okay, but rubidium, cesium, francesium, right now you don't need to study about them. Okay, I know my students are very curious, that's why I am telling you the name only. Okay, later on you will learn the periodic table, then you understand all the properties of other metals also. After the completion of this chapter, definitely I will give you the atomic number of at least 1 to 25 matter elements. Okay, so that you will do the practice of electronic configuration, so that the topic of valency and ions will be clear to you. Okay, for your further classes. Yes, students, your no classwork for today, but it doesn't mean that you people are not going to be study. You have to study about these reactions properly, because I'm not giving homework classwork just because you will get sufficient time to understand these reactions properly. Okay, but your homework is long question number 2. What is corrosion? List few methods employed to prevent it. Yes, hope you enjoy your today's lecture. Isn't it? Yes, students. As I showed it to you in the slide, that your today's homework is the question, long question number 2. What is corrosion? And give the methods to prevent the corrosion. Yes, students, we have done this question in our 7th class also. You can follow that answer only if you want. And if you want to write some new answer, you can use your book and write the answer in your own words. Before writing the answer, just think about it that you have to define the corrosion. You have to write the reaction involved in the process of corrosion. Second thing. And the third one, preventive measures. Preventive measures are oiling, greasing, galvanization, lubrication, okay, electroplating, that we have done in our previous class also. You can write that answer only in this part. And if you want the answer, I will tell you the answer tomorrow in our next lecture.